Hey everyone, so this is McKinley. I'm just going to give you a quick video on how to limit bandwidth used by students. So right now I have 3 Zoom instances going. So one's on the desktop, one's on my computer, and one's on my phone. And so the more people we have in the Zoom instance, the more this view of the gallery is going to take for the student. So right now it's not taking a lot, but when we're in a meeting with 10 or 15 people, this view takes up a lot of bandwidth. So what you can do, and in this instance we need to make sure that students are in full screen. So you go to your view up in the top right corner and go to full screen first. That's what's going to allow us to adjust this. And then we go to view and go to speaker view. So speaker view will bring us to only the screen that's speaking. So if I turn on my mic, it's going to make a lot of noises, but it's going to go to only one speaker. Now we still don't limit our bandwidth because we still have these thumbnails over on the right. We have the videos that our computer is having to take or get data from the internet to make these videos work. And so what you can do is go up to this minus sign at the top of our thumbnails and make them disappear. So at this point, what your students would see is just the teacher teaching. So just the teacher, which is what we're seeing via my phone. And so they wouldn't be able to see the other students, but it will decrease their bandwidth a lot. The other way of decreasing bandwidth is having the student shut off their video or bandwidth requirements, because this will make it so that the only thing the computer is sending or receiving is the teacher's audio and the teacher's video. And so it's not sending anything, it's only receiving the teacher's video. And so I just want to show you what I kind of mean by all of this. So this is what you need to tell your students to do. The students need to go to full screen and then go to view, go to speaker view, and then when they go to speaker view, these thumbnails are going to be open. So you just need to click the minus sign to get rid of those thumbnails of the videos. And this will be the least bandwidth used. Now I'm going to go back so that everything is, so that I'm going to be using the most bandwidth possible. So I'm going to turn on my video, and I want to show you how much bandwidth is being used. So I'm going to exit out of full screen and go to our app. So this is where where you set up your meetings and everything. If you go to your little name in the top right corner and then go to settings, you'll find a statistics tab. So here, you don't have to do this at all in terms of telling your students or even you ever having to do this, but I just want to show you how these things change. So right now, when my video's on, I'm sending 1200 kilobytes per second. Now if I shut off my video, that number is going to go to 0. So now there's nothing, because my video and my audio are both off. So there's nothing going from my computer to the internet. All I'm receiving is the video from the gallery, which at this point is actually only one video. It's only from my phone. So if I, to show, I don't have a webcam on my desktop, so to show how it increases as more videos come in, I'm going to share my desktop screen. So now we have, there we go. So now when your teacher shares the screen, a lot of times Zoom will automatically go into full screen. So students oftentimes are already in this place where they have the full screen of the speaker or the screen that's being shared, and then the thumbnails on the side. So if I go to gallery, this is going to be using the most. This is going to be using the most bandwidth. So see here, I'm using 1,000 kilobytes per second. Now, if I go up to view as a student, so here again, I'm the student, I go up to view and I go to, in this case, go to standard. When it's not being shared, it would be speaker view. And now I'm already decreased down to 400 kilobytes per second. Now, if I go over to our thumbnails and hide those videos over in our thumbnails, it should decrease even more. So now it's gone all the way down to 192. So the difference here is that if I have my video on and I'm in gallery view, I'm going to be using a lot more, which here it didn't go up very much, but I'll be using a lot more bandwidth. And so when we were in our meeting with 20 people, I was receiving 2,000 kilobytes per second. And when I went into speaker view, it would go all the way down to 100, 200, 300, okay? So this is why it works. This is the point behind it. So one last time, if the student needs to be in full screen, and they're going to go to view. So when they go into full screen, it'll start either in standard or in gallery. Now, when they go to view, they need to create this option where your thumbnails are in a movable window. And once you're in that point, you can minimize that thumbnail, those thumbnails. That keeps you simply at simply watching the screen, or simply viewing the speaker. So here again, as a student, so students in gallery view, we stopped sharing our screens. We're gonna first, we have to go to full screen, then we're gonna click on view again and go to speaker view. All right, and normally when we come into speaker view, we're gonna see these thumbnails. So this is where we're gonna hide the thumbnail, get rid of those videos, and at this point, we should have very little bandwidth being taken up. So right now, let me shut off my video, and everything to here at bandwidth goes down. We're only at 36 kilobytes. So this is a very manageable amount of bandwidth for things like our hotspots, especially when we're in rural areas. If I turn on my mic, let me turn everything else down quick. So I'm going to turn on my mic, and now my bandwidth goes up to 80 kilobytes per second, and the receiving goes up as well. But it's not as much as if I turned on my video, okay? So now if I turn on my video, I'm going to be sending more. So now I'm sending 800. See, so if students have their video and their audio off, all of their computer's time is going to be spent trying to get your voice and your screen as the teacher. And then if they want to turn on their mic quick, that will allow them to respond. So just wanted to give you that quick video. I went over everything several times. It might be a little bit confusing, but take a look through it again. If you have questions, you can give me an email or whatever you need. Let me know, and everything should work that way. So thank you, and let me know if you have any questions.